When standard financial advice tells you to max out high-risk accounts immediately, it assumes a safety net that many of us simply do not have. You are left with zero emergency cash and unmanageable debt while trying to chase theoretical optimization. This disconnect creates a specific kind of anxiety where the fear of making the wrong choice paralyzes your progress entirely. The truth is that for millions of people, maximizing contributions before clearing high-interest obligations or securing liquidity is not just suboptimal, it is dangerous. Today, we will explore why delaying aggressive retirement investing until you achieve psychological safety and debt clearance can actually be the smarter long-term strategy. The conventional wisdom on retirement planning relies heavily on the power of compounding time in equity markets, often suggesting that every dollar should go into a 401k or IRA as soon as possible to maximize tax advantages. However, this model fails when it ignores the reality of human behavior and financial stability. Emerging evidence suggests that for a significant portion of the population, prioritizing liquidity and psychological safety over theoretical optimization is not just acceptable but necessary. Research by Lusardi and Mitchell indicates that nearly one-third of workers over 50 have not even considered retirement planning in any meaningful way. This staggering statistic reveals a critical gap in financial literacy regarding inflation and risk diversification that standard advice completely overlooks. The failure point for most people is not the lack of funds, but the stress of market volatility combined with immediate financial pressure. When you are carrying high-interest debt or living paycheck to paycheck without an emergency fund, the psychological burden of watching your retirement portfolio fluctuate can lead to abandoning the plan entirely during a downturn. Data shows that fewer than 1 in 5 individuals successfully stick to their savings plans over decades, often due to the stress of market volatility rather than a lack of available income. This real-world adoption failure challenges the best case optimization angle, suggesting that for those without a financial baseline, the risk of behavioral abandonment outweighs the marginal gains of early compounding. Quick resource note: I keep a curated set of Amazon search links in the description for books, gear, and tools relevant to this channel's topics. Some are affiliate links, so I may earn a commission at no extra cost to you. Please consider supporting the channel by using those links if you find something useful. Consider the structural shift in how retirement is funded today. We have moved from defined benefit pension plans to defined contribution models where individuals must manage their own market and longevity risks. In this new environment, best case optimization is mathematically impossible without a baseline of financial literacy that most workers currently lack. If you are carrying high-interest debt while trying to maximize retirement contributions, you are effectively paying double-digit interest on loans while hoping for an average 8% return in the stock market. The net result is often negative wealth accumulation when you factor in the psychological toll and the potential necessity of dipping into those savings during a crisis anyway. Prioritizing liquidity over tax-advantaged compounding acts as a necessary failure mode for those with high debt loads, preventing the compounding of financial stress, which is a more immediate threat to retirement security than market volatility. By focusing on clearing high-interest obligations first and building a robust emergency fund, you secure a psychological baseline that allows you to engage in complex market timing later without panic selling. This approach treats your finances like a house foundation. You do not build the roof before laying the concrete floor. The strategy is valid only as a stabilization phase, not a permanent deferral, requiring a clear transition point once debt is resolved and financial confidence is established. The data reveals that nearly one-third of workers over 50 have not considered retirement because they were never taught how to balance these competing demands effectively. They are left with critical gaps in understanding inflation and risk diversification, leading them to either ignore the issue entirely or make choices based on fear rather than strategy. When you choose to delay aggressive contributions to volatile accounts until your debt is cleared, or inflation erodes cash values sufficiently, you are not giving up on retirement. You are ensuring that when you do start contributing, those dollars are actually yours to keep and grow without being siphoned away by interest payments or emergency withdrawals. This contrarian view does not mean ignoring the tax advantages of retirement accounts forever. It means recognizing that $1 in your pocket today is worth more than $1 in an account tomorrow if you cannot sleep at night knowing you have no liquidity. The IRS outlines specific tax-advantaged accounts, but these tools are only effective for those who can sustain contributions through market cycles without breaking their financial stability. For the majority of households struggling with debt and low savings rates, the most powerful investment is not in a stock or bond fund, but in removing the high-cost liabilities that drain your monthly cash flow and erode your peace of mind. Ultimately, retirement planning must be built on a foundation of psychological safety rather than pure mathematical optimization. The goal is to create a system where you can stay the course for 30 years without ever needing to liquidate assets at a loss or abandon the plan due to stress. By prioritizing liquidity and clearing debt first, you build the resilience required to capture those compounding gains when they truly matter. This approach acknowledges that financial success is not just about what you earn, but how well your system can withstand the shocks of life without collapsing under pressure. The path forward requires a shift in perspective from chasing every tax break immediately to building a robust emergency fund and eliminating high-interest debt first. Once this foundation is solid, you will find yourself better equipped to handle market volatility and make consistent contributions that actually stick. This method ensures that your retirement savings are not just numbers on a screen, but a reliable source of income when the time comes for you to stop working. It transforms retirement planning from an abstract exercise in optimization into a concrete plan for long-term security and peace of mind. Thanks for watching all the way to the end. I am a one-person team working hard to make each video better than the last. Subscribe if you found value. It is the best way to show support. Drop a comment with your biggest takeaway. See you in the next video.